So here we are today in Swindon. So I've come to the Richard Jeffries Museum. We're going to find out all about who he is and everything else. I'm going to see the house that he lived in and the gardens and everything else. And this came about because I met a lady in Swindon in the Thai Elephant Cafe.
Yeah.
I know this.
May, on Mondays, you know, Richard, the museum is open for kids.
When?
Every Monday
Holiday.
in the afternoon.
I work, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean a holiday?
Yeah, where's Journey going?
And we were talking about accessibility, and she told me that she ran this place and invited me to come and have a look and make a blog. So here we are. We're here today. It's a bit muddy, not too bad with the wires. It's a bit cloudy, but also not too bad. And accessibility wise, yes, we know it's going to be difficult. It's an old building, and parking wise, I came up the drive and I had permission to park on the driveway here, but there isn't very much parking. There is a pub car down the road, and they do have a little bit of parking here, but it is quite difficult, so you may need to find somewhere else to park and maybe walk down. We're going to hear all about the opening times and everything else for the museum, so we'll hear that in a moment. For now, I'm just going to have a little drive around and have a look. Ah, the manager.
Yeah.
He tries.
Yeah,
but we are all volunteers.
So your name is Mike?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, did they email you?
The email went to the society, didn't
Yeah,
it?
I was on the website.
They passed it to me, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about all the hoops. We've been having a play session.
Oh, it looks fun.
Yeah. We were pretending that they were tractors.
Tractors. That's intriguing.
Yes, well, this used to be a farm.
All right.
So today we talked about that, went to visit the areas of the farm, and
Okay.
then we told the stories of three little pigs, because we've got a pigsty here.
Ah,
So that was quite nice.
so this is the farmhouse,
Yeah,
the
lovely
house,
old
and
farmhouse.
partly thatched.
Yes, partly thatched, and this is older than this side. This
Okay.
is the oldest, the newest part of the house, and the old grandfather of Jeffries's grandfather found coins in this side of the house and was able then to build this side.
Wow.
So he found a fortune.
Lucky.
Yes.
Oh, right, I found a fortune.
He found his fortune and built this lovely part here. Yeah. So we've got these beautiful gardens, which is
Right,
lovely.
yeah.
Mainly accessible to everyone, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
We've got amaryllis up here, a lovely outside sculpture, which was made by. I'll have another one. Oh no,
No, I'm not teeing.
not seeing. So this is Amaryllis. She's one of the famous books of Richard Jeffries that he
Okay,
wrote
so he was writing.
in the 19th century.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of his books was Amaryllis at the Fair.
Wasn't one of his books, wasn't that illustrated by I've forgotten.
E.H.
Yeah,
Shepherd?
that's right. The one that did
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh books.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we often take children on walks around Coates because that's where the setting of that is.
Because that's not too far away,
not
is it?
far.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just up, and it's a lovely path up to Coates, so you
Mm.
can park here and explore the gardens and then go up to Coates.
So I expect this would be quite nice in the summer.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's
Not like
lovely.
today where it's a bit cold.
It's a bit cold, but we're
it's
trying
not
to be an all-weather celebration place where we
Yeah.
do things in all weathers.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
okay
Yeah.
when it's raining, that we
Yeah.
we aren't frightened of rain, you know. So we do welly walks with
Just get
umbrellas.
a bit wet.
Yeah, just get a bit wet.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
sculpture.
The sculpture is Amaryllis at the Fair, and this is her finding the very first daffodil of spring.
Wow. Oh, it's not too bad at the moment.
Yeah. We've got a bird watching hut,
Oh,
which was found in someone's garden, and they let us come and get it. And Mike Pringle reconstructed it and made it into a bird watching hut. Isn't it
Oh
lovely?
wow, yeah.
So, so here we do all sorts of things with young people, children.
Right, and
We
you
do cooking on
do you have
fire.
schools come?
Yep, we have lots of schools. Usually young people who are struggling in the classroom.
Okay,
So
okay.
we do a lot with young people, perhaps with disabilities,
With disabilities,
are
yeah.
unseen.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Autism and-
autism, yeah, and we welcome. We
Mm.
love working with folks that would do well out here.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well, nature's always good,
It's
isn't
great
it?
to see people blossom.
Mm.
We've got a young lad doing work experiences at the moment. He has language, he's
Mm.
from Poland, so he's learning the language. It's difficult in
Right,
school
yeah.
sometimes when you don't speak English.
Yes, it is.
And he's here all week making soup and
Wow.
yeah,
Good.
great. We have the opportunity to ride on the rails.
So it's like a mini train, is it?
Yeah,
Like a
mini railway.
miniature.
It's lovely. Yeah, and this is the Jefferies Hall. So this year we had a big opening for our own train station, which is pretty exciting
Cheers.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
How it opens up to other organisations. And,
Yeah. So who runs that?
the Coatwater Miniature Railway. They've got their own website,
Okay.
and their station is just over the way and goes from Coatwater.
Ah.
And so we're able to wave at them whenever they come through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they close. I think they close in the winter, but they do still run trains on Tuesdays and Sundays. I think. So yeah, they're great. So we're trying to work together with them to do
Yes.
events.
Yeah. So obviously your centre, you're trying to run it from a financial point of view. So
Yes.
how do you finance it? How do you?
Great difficulty, Andy.
Well,
Great difficulty.
We're trying to be open to the community and do lots of great things for the community. So
Right.
that's our first thing. But
Yeah.
the second challenge is keeping the cost down, so we want it to be open. We don't want there to be financial barriers to people.
Mm.
So we always, if we never ever say, don't you know, make price. If someone said they didn't have any money, we'd always welcome
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
But we've still got to pay for
Bills.
council
Well,
tax
there's
bills.
electric and
Electric, gas.
people.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
we-
even if we put teas and coffees there, we
You've
have
got
to
to
pay
buy
for
the
all
tea.
that, and of course there's invisible costs with that as well. You know,
Yeah.
the cups and the saucers and the plates and
Yeah.
everything.
and the electricity.
Yeah,
So,
so-
yeah, it's a challenge for us.
Yeah.
But we get grants from Arts Council England. They've been really generous to us.
And we've had Heritage Lottery Fund,
Right.
and we had some money from this year from Swindon 175. So you know, we get bits here and there, but often the work involved in getting the money
Is
is
a lot of
very
work,
large,
yes.
and and
Yeah.
they usually will pay you for doing specific things, not necessarily all of those extras. Do you want to know about Richard Jeffries?
Oh, definitely,
Good
definitely.
man. I'll give you a visitor guide.
That's the guy. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was a nature writer, and he was born in 1848 in this house, and he died at the age of 38, 39 in 1887 of what was a nasty strain of TB, a sort of TB that they didn't even know was TB in his day. And it was one that just had endless symptoms over many years, and they all seemed like very different things, but actually we now know that that was probably a particular strain of TB. But he was very passionate about nature, and of course this site, you can see it's all very green still here, even
Yes.
in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
But the whole area, of course, was green then, and he spent his time exploring, and we're very lucky because we have stories he's written about this garden, about Coatwater, the country park that we're on the edge of, which actually there is a path from here going up to the country
Okay.
park, which is that's quite a hard surface path. So you can sort of access the lake from here. But yeah, he's one of these people that he was a very, very big name in his day, but like all celebrities, you know, your day comes and goes, but we think he's a bit back on the rise again now because of the sort of recognition of the importance of ecology.
Right.
I mean, you know, he has been called the sort of the first and truest conservationist, or He wasn't a naturalist. He didn't study the scientific nature of nature.
Right.
He was just very passionate about the beauty of it,
Yes.
the the feeling of nature,
Yeah.
the emotions it brings out in us,
Mm.
and especially our relationship with nature.
Yeah.
And we know now that is actually really, really important.
Yes.
So we seem to see him coming back on the ascendancy. I mean, we had Tony Robinson here not so long ago filming a program for Channel 4. We recently were up for an award at Historic Angels, so another team came and made a
Right.
film about us again. And,
Wow.
and now Andy is here making a film about us. You see, it's just one thing
Well,
after
yeah.
another, But we think it's to do with Jefferies and his importance now. People are starting to see him again the way they did then, and he had, he's got a lot of big followers out there. And now that you know about Richard Jefferies,
Yes.
you will find him everywhere you go.
Oh yes, I probably will.
Yeah, he's there just below the surface. He pops up in the most unusual places. I'm fully expecting in a couple of months for you to send me an email and say, "You'll never believe what happened." I was just looking at this thing, and there's Richard Jefferies, man.
Yeah.
So-
That's always the way though. When it's like when you see a red car, you always see red cars. Then.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes, it's true, isn't it? Yeah, or tell somebody they'll never see a yellow car.
Yeah.
They suddenly
Yellow
see-
cars everywhere.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. Odd for me to say this, but you're not missing a huge amount by not being able to go up the stairs, because it's a museum of a writer. So inevitably, what you see upstairs is a lot of books.
Yeah.
Now the top floor is quite nice because it's the bedroom where he
Yeah.
was and everything else, but books, really, it's about what's inside them that's important, and that's what's important to us, and we think it's probably what's important to Jefferies. So when we have events here, we tie everything into the themes and the ideas and the spirit
Yeah.
of what he wrote about. So even though we've got kids today, little toddlers who are never going to read Jefferies, well, no, we hope they will when they grow up, but
Yeah.
not now.
Not
they're
now.
Not going to. But instead, we take them around Jefferies Gardens. We tell them stories that relate to the gardens. We get them exploring nature in similar ways to him, befitting their age.
Yes.
So yeah, but
Hopefully
it's all very exciting.
spark that interest in some point in the future.
Yeah. It's a numbers game, isn't it? Really, that you can get 100 people through here. Out of that, 10 of them will be interested later, and out of those 10, one of them will become an absolute avid, passionate Jefferies fan in their later years.
So if people came to have a look
Yeah.
and they wanted to come and see, and would they offer donations for coming, or is it not compulsory?
Yes, no, we don't have any what do you call it, admission fees. You see, I don't even know the name of them.
Now you want people to enjoy it,
Yes.
and not have to worry about whether they can afford it or not.
Exactly. Yeah. And if we can reach out to, I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of vulnerable adults.
Yes.
Especially with the gardening, they love the garden.
Yeah.
We also have been really, really trying to target people with invisible disabilities
Yes.
of every description. So we've had youngsters with severe Asperger's, and we've had Down's syndrome people here as volunteers or coming to make music or whatever. So, but if we can up the game now and start to get more people in wheelchairs as well, or rather increase what people in wheelchairs can actually access, that would make us very happy indeed.
So I got back in the car and finished the tour of Richard Jefferies Museum. I'm going to encourage you to come along because it's a lovely place, and in summertime with good weather then it would be even better. Today it was a little bit wet as we finished the tour. The heavens opened and we got a little bit wet toward the end. So I hope you've enjoyed my day out today, and that you will try and come along. It's in Swindon. It's the Richard Jefferies Museum, and it's well worth a visit. Even you've heard there that there's no commitment to donate money, but if you can afford it, then it will help them change and provide brilliant services for the community. So I thank you for watching today, and do come back again very soon for another day out.